Is fast fashion good or bad? We all know the arguments. One side says that fast fashion is unethical. Shady business practices involving underpaid employees halfway across the globe. Quality of the materials are also questionable. Plenty of polyester or polyester mix. And then they stole ideas from other designers. Then the other side argues that fast fashion always keeps things fresh. They offer things that are on trend but way more affordable, and they're available worldwide. But regardless of which side you're on, I think we can agree that fast fashion is cheap for obvious reasons. Fast fashion rarely offer products that are made well and made of decent materials. Affordable for sure, but quality-wise, other brands offer better. I say rarely because there are certain cases, like doing collaborations for example, that opens the door to better quality products. But even then, it's a bit of a hit or miss. If you disagree with that statement, then I guess we'll have to agree to disagree. I'm okay with having disagreements with this topic because it's a nuanced topic. There are people who care about affordability, others care about sustainability and quality, and it's fine to have different opinions. Although, because of this nuance, fast fashion becomes immortalized. Obviously, fast fashion is immortalized by the people who need it. The people who care more about affordability, chasing trends, and less about quality or the environment. Especially with the current economy with all the taxes and inflation. The gaming industry has gone a bit crazy this past few years because of this inflation and tax stuff. But the fashion industry, we survived because of the existence of fast fashion. Fast fashion offered a solution for your clothing needs in this ever so expensive economy. So it will stay because many people need it. As someone who's living in Southeast Asia, I've experienced this firsthand. Thinking twice or thrice just to buy something, and I look for other brands and compare prices. And then ended up buying the cheaper brands, fully knowing that it's the lower quality brand. Now I'm more conscious about that. So if it's out of my budget, I'll save up and wait until I can afford the better quality instead of choosing the lower quality. Although unfortunately, not everyone cares about it enough to buy the more expensive options, or to wait before buying anything. Like for example, there's an urgent meeting tomorrow and you forgot to wash both of your white shirt. What's the solution then? It's just a white shirt, you don't have money to buy a Gucci white shirt, and you don't have time to go out and look for it. Well, Uniqlo it is. While yes, affordability is the biggest factor of our dependence on fast fashion, there are more reasons for people to choose fast fashion brands over slow fashion. Not only that fast fashion is fast, it's also vast. If you go to Zara, H&M or Uniqlo, you'll find basically everything you need in one store. Formal suits and trousers, work jackets and cargos, undies and swimsuits, sundress and anime collabs. They also have the men's section, the women's section, and kids all in one store. Slow fashion or specialty boutiques rarely offer this level of availability. If you got a family and you need to buy multiple types of clothes, would you go to a fast fashion store or multiple different specialty boutiques? I think at least 90% of you would pick the more convenient option. And with all that being said, would you press a button that says "End fast fashion"? Even as someone who haven't bought any fast fashion item for a while, I would think twice. Not saying that I wouldn't, but I would hesitate and then press it. But in reality, even if that button worked and fast fashion brands really cease to exist, their practice will still exist and eventually thrive, just like fast fashion today. If you've been around scouring for clothes, you've probably came across some rip-offs of well-known brands. Some are obvious, others not so much. Is that fast fashion? No, but that's kinda how fast fashion operates. Just make low-quality rip-offs of well-known, good quality, but often expensive products. And because they don't need a lot of budget on marketing, research, etc., they can sell the rip-offs at way cheaper prices. I live in Southeast Asia. We aren't privileged enough to fill our closets with expensive quality items. And Southeast Asia is very open to the concept of rip-offs because of this. It's a normalized and encouraged course of action when it comes to spending. And my point is that fast fashion business model will continue because there's a market for it. And looking at our current economy all around the world, I think this model will sustain and even unavoidable. In the abundance of low quality items, it became difficult to differentiate quality. Prices no longer reflect the quality of the items because everything is profit first before customers. Some startups are willing to lose money and sell at a loss even though they are selling decent items. And many others don't care about quality as long as they make as much profit as possible. Also, because low quality products are normalized anyway, we no longer have the same perception about high quality products, often calling items that are made well over-engineered or not worth the price and pretentious. And people do view polyester or polycotton mix as more worth the price. Even outside of Asia, looking at the Shein hauls a couple years back, I think this is everywhere. Now I can find 100% cotton shirts nearing the price of polyester or polycotton shirts. I know that 100% cotton doesn't always mean it's ethical cotton, so the price might be justified, but yeah, this price over quality mindset is detrimental to ethical fashion industries. I'm sure not everyone has the same perspective on products quality. It depends on which perspective you're more exposed to, and I believe that the more ethical brands will survive even in this economy and hopefully thrive in the future. But in the meantime, I personally won't engage with fast fashion brands. But if you still need to rely on fast fashion brands, it's okay. Just be mindful of what you're buying. Pay attention to the materials, and if it's at the end of its life, don't just add them to the landfill. Anyway, that's enough from me. What do you think about it? Do you agree or disagree? Do you have ideas to fix these problems? Share your thoughts on this topic in the comments, leave a like and subscribe, and drink enough water.